What's up, guys? Spaz here. Welcome to my channel. I have another vlog for you guys. I shaved since the last one like I told you I was going to. The beard's gone. I had to get rid of it, so it's gone. It's irreversible. Some of you guys have seen pictures on Twitter or Facebook already, but others haven't seen it, so this might be a shock to you. I know. I didn't even recognize myself as soon as I shaved, but I have no regrets shaving. It's actually been kind of nice to not deal with it and have to go through that process every single morning of trying to get it in order. It's a giant chore to keep a beard like that, especially when you're not predisposed to have long facial hair like that. But some of you have seen me without the beard on Facebook or Twitter or other social sites, maybe even Twitch, and some of the reactions and comments have been pretty cool. So we'll see what you guys think. But it's irreversible. It's gone. I apologize if that upset some of you guys, but I had to do it. I felt like I wanted to, or I felt like I needed to do it, and I did, and it is what it is. So enough about the beard. A few things I want to talk about in this video. First and foremost, what should we call this series, right? What should we call this vlog, and how often should we do it? These are the things I want to hear from you guys. So what would you call this vlog? I mean, is it like Spaz's take, or Spaz's whatever, or Q&A? What should I name the vlog? And then also I want to let you guys know that if you have any questions about me or whatever, if you have certain subjects or topics that are around the internet or wherever it might be that you want my opinion on, put them in the comment section and I will pick a few questions here and there to respond to in each video. I'm not going to answer every single question each week. That way, I mean, we're going to run out of stuff to talk about pretty quick. So yeah, what should we name the vlog? And then what should we talk about in some of these outside of channel related news or personal news? If you guys want some things covered, let me know. Other things to talk about, I have one really big important thing to talk about, and I've been hesitant to tell you guys about this, although I have made a post on Facebook about it, because I was going to try to tough it out, but it looks like it's just getting worse, and I need to make you guys aware that it's going to explain why there's been some light content as of late, and why there will be a little bit less content here for a while. And it started about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago now. I started getting some really weird pains. And I get this really sharp pain in my pec right above my armpit, and it sometimes radiates in, or sometimes it radiates, it feels like, on the bicep, and it's killing me. It's to the point now where it's starting to affect my sleep schedule. I can't sit at the computer for more than 45 minutes to an hour. I just tried editing out a Payday 2 video, and I was like, you know what, I can't sit like this anymore. I got to get this vlog up there like I told everybody on Facebook I would, and let everybody know what's going on. I just made an appointment to go see a doctor, so we're going to get this resolved. But from some of my limited research, I've learned that this is a common symptom of carpal tunnel and or repetitive stress syndrome. And I've had similar injuries, I guess, or experiences like this, that I'm pretty sure it is something kind of like tendonitis or repetitive stress syndrome. So the best cure for this, even I'm going to go to a doctor just to make sure that it's nothing really important, but the best cure is just rest. So I'm going to start budgeting a few hours a day to work on content. But in terms of me pulling off another 13, 14-hour gaming session of whatever game it might be, I need to stop doing that, because I think that's what led to this problem coming about in the first place. So I apologize, guys. It has nothing to do with me just not, showing any interest in the channel, because that's my biggest priority right now is focusing on this channel. It's gotten to a point, having tried to tough it out, that I need to take care of this, and what I'm going to do until I get an exact diagnosis on this is just take it a little bit easier. So I will try to be more efficient in the time that I spend developing content. So that's that. Other thing I wanted to talk about, I kind of have content block, and I need your guys' opinion and feedback on this. I do value your guys' input on a lot of things. I have content block because I don't know what direction I want to take this channel in. It's not that we have to set the tone for the channel or make the direction of the channel 100% set in stone, but I feel like the majority of the content on my channel is a little bit information based, and that is good because I am an analytical person. But every now and then I get into content block, because when you do create informational content, for me personally, it's a lot of work, and it's very time consuming, and you can get very frustrated, and occasionally it'll take away from the enjoyment of playing the game. And I've noticed that in certain titles like Payday 2, where you get so focused on trying to convey an informational message that you start to get burned out on playing it, because you aren't having fun playing the game that you originally had fun doing. So I've had content block in the sense of, well, I like loadout and I'd like to play that a lot more, but are people looking for the 100% information? Don't give me the entertainment crap. I want to know how all these things work, or are you guys okay with me doing more let's plays, live commentary, gameplay, still informational based? You know, I mean, if I did a live commentary of loadout, I'd be like, okay, here's my loadout, this is what I'm trying to do, things I'm focusing on, but then also try to be entertaining while I'm playing. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that. I just feel like I've had a little bit of content block the last few days. I know that may be a weird term, but it feels almost like writer's block, I guess, but it's it's like, oh shit, I don't even know what to work on for this channel. There's so many things. But let me know what you guys think about that. And then the last thing I want to talk about today, and it's a subject I'm going to regret talking about, maybe. But I just wanted to convey an opinion to you guys about something that's been going on, a trend on YouTube. And I don't know how to start this, but let's just go ahead and start with this. So Titanfall is going to be releasing in a little bit over a month now. The closed beta opens up on the 14th. Make sure you guys sign up for that. It's available for Xbox One and PC. All you have to do is go to their site. I'll put a link in the description. You can apply for the beta access. But what you're going to start noticing is a bunch of these first look videos, a bunch of exclusive access, a bunch of exclusive gameplay footage from some of these bigger name guys that have been flown out or sent to areas to obtain this footage. And I just want to make you guys aware that you have to be careful when you take their information into consideration. And I want to say that because of the release of Battlefield 4. In my opinion, the way that YouTubers handled the release of Battlefield 4 was rather poor. And I'm not trying to be overly critical. I'm just saying that I feel as though there was enough time given to some of these guys with early access footage, early access gameplay at tons of different games cons or being flown out to DICE's headquarters in certain cities, that I feel as though some of these guys should have picked up on some of the game-breaking problems and some of the imbalances, some of these issues that are still prevalent today, a lot of the issues that, you know, received national attention because it was the worst release of a Battlefield game in franchise history, and in fact, it's probably one of the worst releases of a title in our most recent history. Yet, a lot of these guys never pointed out these problems from the start, and then even after that, their criticism of these problems have been very light. And you have to understand why they're doing that, right? Well, first off, it's because their channel depends on that content. Thus, they don't want to abandon a product that their viewers go to them to see. And I understand that, but the problem I have with not only the release, but I mean, the month after, if you guys didn't know this, but YouTube paid up to, I think they paid a total, or not YouTube, EA paid a total of $200,000 to YouTubers for promotional type videos. Now, they didn't silence anybody's opinion. They didn't require that it, you know, shed Battlefield 4 in a positive light. You could still be critical, but at the same time, they offered a higher CPM to people who would feature certain aspects of the gameplay like Levolution, and you could qualify for a higher CPM, a $10 CPM from EA, and make some money off of that. And the problem I have with that is that it's unethical to me. It's unethical that YouTubers would take money from a company that routinely screws over the player base. I find that very problematic. You know, that's the last thing that I would do is try to take money back from EA, especially after they released a Battlefield 4 product like that. That's just not okay to me. And what you're going to see is all these promotional videos, these guys getting early access footage, and I just find it hard that these guys can be objective in what they're looking at, especially when they had all this access to BF4. It's still amazing to me that people would find them as a credible source. And it's honestly, guys, I mean, that is my opinion. It might be different than some other people, but I've gotten a little bit more exposure to some of the inner workings of YouTube, and you just got to be careful, guys. You got to follow the money right now. It's everywhere. You know, these guys are getting some deals that we're not being told about. I guarantee you they're going to qualify for higher CPM that EA is willing to pay out on. And we even saw it with how Microsoft encouraged people on YouTube to shed a positive image on the Xbox One, and they rewarded them with a higher CPM. Actually, check out TotalBisquit's video in regards to this, because they actually... it seems as though they might have breach some FTC guidelines in doing that. But that's what's going on YouTube right now. So you have to be careful when you look at stuff. And it's unnerving to me that it's gotten to this point, because I remember when I first started going to YouTube, it was because I was tired of going to these mainstream sites to get information on a game, because they were constantly in the tank for certain companies. And it's no wonder why, right? I mean, they're going to generate a ton of ad revenue from these major companies, you know, posting all of their video game information on their review sites. Thus, they are going to give them a favorable review. And I feel that that's the way YouTube is starting to go, or has been headed in that direction for quite some time. When you give somebody exclusive access, if you fly somebody out to try out a game, if you give them all the nifty things, you can't tell me that his opinion isn't being influenced a little bit. And that's where I kind of want to distinguish myself as well from everybody else, is that I am a big person on principle. I like to lead my life based on a set of principles, and my opinion is something that is my own and distinctly my own, and I'm not afraid to speak my mind or be highly opinionated or speak out against certain things if I find them wrong. And I just don't like the direction that some of the big YouTubers are taking with their channels, and not being objective enough in how they cover certain games. Now, I'm not calling anybody out or really pointing fingers at anybody. I'm just kind of giving, throwing caution to the wind that we need to be careful here, especially with some of the new titles that are being released with most recent trends. But yeah, that's it for me rambling, guys. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on what we should name this, maybe some questions we might have. And once again, I apologize if the content's a little bit light. I'm going to do my damnedest to figure this out, get this resolved. I'm really bummed. You could ask the people I've talked to about in my life about this, and it's just one of those things that the timing isn't great, because I have a lot of things going on with this channel as is, and now having to set aside some time to just not do anything. It's tough for me. It's going to be tough, and I apologize, and it upsets me as much as it might upset some of you guys, but I needed to make you guys aware that that's what's going on. And yeah, I'm going to do my damnedest to get you guys some consistent or decent content while I go through this, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. It might be just a couple weeks of setting aside more time to relax. So that's it for this one, guys. Thank you guys so much. We're creeping up on 15,000 subs. I have some pretty cool content for you, and I might have a big announcement for the channel in the next few days. I have a project that I've been trying to get the okay on, and if we do, just to give you a teaser, I'm going to be using my passport to some extent if I get approval on this project. So, a little teaser for you guys. I'll catch you guys later. Kia ora.